Tonight, call them modern outlaws.
Warning about a problem spreading across America's streets. Bikers taking over the roads in New York, Philadelphia, Los Angeles.
There's a crackdown on illegal dirt bikes and ATVs on New York City streets.
Invasion of illegal ATVs and dirt bikes roared through the city this evening, causing highway headaches for other drivers and pedestrians.
The way the bike life is looking right now, the news makes us look bad.
The NYPD's efforts to crack down on illegal dirt bikes.
Dirt bikes are not always street legal.
There's a new breed of troublemakers on two wheels.
Call them modern outlaws.
The NYPD says it's making good on a promise to crack down on illegal bikes.
We see them in large groups.
The NYPD says it's heard complaints from residents.
Police say most of the bikes are not registered or properly insured.
There's a crackdown.
Hundreds of people on dirt bikes and ATVs.
Traffic weaving around cars.
That Twitter hashtag, Bike Life, spreading the word about these biking extravaganzas.
What's changed about street riding in the last decade was straight motorcycles, sport bikes. It was a lot of motorcycles. Now you got dirt bike and four-wheelers riding, you know what I'm saying?
You got sick riders that ride dirt bikes only. You got sick riders that ride four-wheelers only. Then you got sport bike riders, as well.
There's so much talent out there, it's not even funny.
We have key riders like the Leaky, the Chads, myself. You got Workout.
My favorite rider will be Workout. You can catch him on the gram. Workout Stunts. Leaky been doing this shit forever.
Got my boy No Face over there, gets busy on the bike. Got my other boy behind me, Jigs and G-Blocks. They get busy on the bikes, people know them.
How you feeling?
Right? It's fucking hot. That last long Willie got my arm there like this. Got the club. That's what we call that when your arms cramp up. When Willie is too long, you got the club. It's the hood Santa Claus. In the beginning, a bunch of people I grew up with, they were picking on me, saying I was showboating. I went Hollywood because I was doing music videos at the time. So me being around different celebrities, they started off with, oh, he's Hollywood, superstar. And then one day, one of my sponsors asked me if I could come up with a catchy name that we could create a brand out of. I was like, you know what, since everyone likes calling me superstar, Hollywood, I think Hollywood would be a dope name. And then I just turned it into Hollywood Stuntz. Y'all, there's Pop Smoke I'm listening to right now. What you listening to? What you listening to? Yeah, man. Change that shit, nigga. Now turn up. Bring it on this song, What Dad was listening to yesterday, that country music. Hollywood Stuntz, known for riding pretty much any bike, doing tricks and stunt shows and stunt events, street riding, you name it. If it got to do with bikes, I'm on it.
Hollywood Stuntz, definitely another awesome rider.
Hollywood Stuntz started off on his Banshee. That was his means of transportation.
The first time I met Hollywood, it was at a snap of a finger. We was friends. He's very humble. He's a good guy. My name is Dennis Diaz.
My name is Teaspoon. I'm a stunt rider.
My name is Tony the Tiger. I'm from Brooklyn.
My name is Imani from Yonkers, New York, 914. That's what I rep.
I've been in like 2 really long-term relationships. And one was with my daughter's mom for 8 years. The bikes definitely had an effect in our relationship a little bit. When I met my second long-term relationship, I actually warned her ahead of time. I was like, look, if you can't deal with me riding my bike and doing what I do, like, this won't ever work out. I was like, look, I host this event once a year. It's huge. People come from all over the world. I was like, you're gonna see why I'm so passionate and why I do what I do. I remember she took like a cab and went with like her best friend to the event. And when she got there, she couldn't believe how many bikes came up. She was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, this is crazy. Her and her friend was just like, they couldn't get over it. They were like, damn, this is nuts. 2013 would have been phenomenal. I always do my Hollywood's block party on a Sunday. So Saturday, we were getting a lot of text messages from police officers that I know telling me like, yo, we're on mandatory overtime. Everybody, all the police in New York have to work that day no matter what. But I do recommend you stop your ride. I was like, all right, I got a lot of people here that paid out of their pocket. If they want me to cancel it, I'm gonna cancel it. I put up the poll. People were mad that I even had the audacity to ask that question. So I just announced like the next day, like, all right, we're gonna do it. So the next day, I take a ride. When I get to this meetup spot, it looked like training for NYPD. Like, there was multiple flatbeds there. I don't know how many undercover cars. I don't know how many marked cars. There was about 50 to 100 cops just standing in the parking lot. The helicopter was out. So I put out a post, like, guys, the ride is canceled. Like, this shit is crazy. I've never seen the city get like this crazy over bikes. On my way back to the house, we're chilling there. We're all on our phones, like looking at the shit that everybody's posting up on Instagram with the police. It was like really crazy. Out of nowhere, like 1,000 bikes pull up. I'm like, oh shit, they found out I'm here. Once the pack got there, I was like, yo, I gotta get them out of here. So I took them to a block where a lot of people that came from out of state went. I literally stood up on top of my bike, looked back at everybody, told everybody shut their bikes off. I was like, look guys, I'm sorry, but I'd rather you guys get home safe. I'd rather you guys get home with your bikes. And I'd rather, the attention we're getting, the negative attention we're getting to be avoided.
There are stunning new developments tonight in that other terrifying encounter on a highway, this one right here in New York. That video captured on helmet cam.
Big accident happened on the West Side Highway where, a Range Rover and some bikers got into like some type of altercation.
One biker tells CBS News it started when the black Range Rover clipped a cyclist and didn't stop. He says that's why the biker surrounded the SUV, forcing it to a standstill.
Range Rover ran over one of the riders, paralyzed him, and the bikers chased him down. A whole big deal. The media kept running the story. This was on the news all over the world.
Jamie Leo, thank you for being here. You are the motorcyclist known as Hollywood Stuntz, and you're also the organizer of the bike ride that really ended in tragedy.
Well, the ride that accident was involved in had nothing to do with the ride that was supposed to happen that day. Hollywood's block party, did not take place. It wasn't able to happen. There was police in every spot possible that motorcycles meet up in New York to stop that. We don't condone any type of violence.
So you're saying the ride that took place where this incident happened wasn't your ride at all?
No. Now, if you're going out to have drinks with your friends and you see a cop car with their lights on in front of the spot you're going to, most likely you're not gonna go in. And that's what ended up happening. They were doing that to all my events. They were canceling shows and stuff that I had lined up. They did all these other things to get back at me. My main focus right now is just hosting legit events, traveling and learning the bike life culture in different countries and different states, and seeing what their version of bike life is versus my version. As far as I can remember, I've always wanted to ride. So growing up, my mom was not having it. She didn't want me nowhere near a bike. She used to always tell me, like, if you ever get a bike, it's when you move out my house. My first bike, honestly, was about this big. Like, they call it a pocket bike. My mom saw the little bike, didn't think anything of it. She thought it was harmless. You know, it's a little bike, carry it, just bring it in my house. She got comfortable with that. Maybe like a couple of months later, I went and bought me a dirt bike. I used to ride that dirt bike in my mom's basement. That's how I learned how to ride, to be honest. Don't smoke weed no more, bro. You mad impatient when you smoke weed. Yo, who we waiting for? Yo, we gonna go to the garage? Yo. Patient ass.
I would hold it to the time, the clock and tick.
You got the fucking weatherman. He's a weatherman report over here. Yo, it's gonna rain, gang. I might melt if I get touched by water.
It's on 4 wheels, brother.
It's like 90 degrees outside right now. If I get a little wet, I might be happy.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. In 2002, I just kind of like started building a name for myself, and then I started riding with Ruff Ryders. Ruff Ryders is part of why I even got started.
The Ruff Ryder era started bike life for the world.
I've loved bikes my whole life, but when that anthem came out, and just seeing the Wink 1100, who was Ruff Ryders' main rider, seeing him lead that big group of dirt bikes, four-wheeler street bikes, and just riding through the city, that's what kind of like opened my eyes. Like, shit, I want to be a part of that. That looks dope.
The Ruff Ryders definitely put a couple of riders that were putting it in, put them on the map.
When the Ruff Ryders came, they got together with Most Wanted, and then the Willie Boys, and then it started growing and growing. And then I met Hollywood, who killed the game at his time of era. It was dope.
I was doing a couple of interviews last year, and in those interviews, a lot of the people could relate. You know, a lot of people said that the Ruff Ryders anthem was what influenced them to want to ride. That's what did it for me. Like, that was my drive, was to be a part of something like that. Yeah, probably like 15 years ago, I was heavy on the Banshees, ATVs riding the street. Chillin', man, about to have a little night ride with the fellas. There was one winter that I went crazy. I bought a Banshee, I bought like 3 dirt bikes, and then all my boys around me, you know, a couple of them didn't have a bike. So I'm like, yo, bro, you gotta ride this dirt bike, this shit is dope. We just started riding in like little groups. I remember Chad was a worm. Like, Chad was that dude that rides with you and you're like a little scared. Like, yo, this dude's gonna kill himself. We don't want this dude with us. Like, he had a hoopty bike. Like, that shit was trash. And he kept up with us, rode with us wherever we went. He wanted to ride. He wanted to be the best.
What's good with you, Chad? Shit, chillin'. Just outside. Fresh off a flight. Outside with my shooters, you heard? Right? You gotta just speak up. Try to get some motherfucking gas. I ain't trying to pump on. It's 10. Start it by yourself. Put 10 on there. Put the 10 on there? Yeah.
Before you know it, man, it was literally like overnight. Like, Chad just blew up. The way I met Chad was humble. Like, Chad was just grateful to ride with us. Chad is listening to country music. A lot of people don't know. He only listens to country music. Yo, Chad!
Yo, baby, act up. Act up. Chad went from trying to learn how to wheelie to having other people that wheelie come at him talking shit. Right now, Chad, like on a 2 short dirt bike, he's one of the best out here in New York. Chad's a beast. He's a different breed.